I was and still am very much the definition of an overachiever, a perfectionist, and by far the biggest critic of my own life. I've never been much of a risk taker for this reason. I'm at a point in my life where I finally realize the meaning behind no risk, no reward. I want to put myself out there. I want to be rejected. I want to have fun pushing myself across the boundaries I have set for myself. Doing this in the presence of other positive, soul-searching individuals only adds to this experience as a whole.
I'm proud of my morals and values and the degrees that I've earned. I'm proud that I've overcome a heartbreaking situation and didn't let it break me. Long story short, I was married for 8 years, and my husband left me in a letter for a coworker. We all worked at the same company, and it was emotionally draining, and I almost crumbled, but I didn't. Thank you. Here I stand today, happy and healthy. Yet, life has gotten a little boring, and I'm in a bit of a rut. I'm a boring corporate employee Monday through Friday, and it has consumed my life. That's not who I want to be. I'm engaged to a lovely guy, but I've gotten way too comfortable only hanging out with him and doing things with him, so I want to expand my circle for a bit. For the first time in a long time, after the FE session, I felt energized. I think FE might be the thing to get me out of my rut.
I consistently do things that scare me because I think that that's the only way to really move life forward. I went to graduate school in a foreign country where I knew no one and didn't speak the language. If I see a cute guy, I will ask him out on the spot. And most recently, I quit my horrible, soul-sucking job and moved to Chicago just because I wanted to be here. A couple of years ago, one of my best friends told me that it's about the jump, wings or not, and I've been trying to live my life by that mantra. I love that about myself. Sometimes I think that I am the coolest person I know.
While I am a fun and pleasant person, I am not particularly fond of talking to strangers. I describe myself as a social introvert who's a life of private parties. The challenge for me would be to come into a place where I don't know anyone and willingly engage with them for some common goal. I am doing FE to identify my fear. I have always prided myself on being fearless. Many of my friends and family would describe me as someone who fears nothing. I recently had a life experience that showed me that I am not bulletproof. It occurred to me that at my core, I may be a fearful person whose greatest fear is being outed for the person that I am, human. So I am ready to discover more of my fears. I have become a better woman since I found out that I am indeed human. So I'm looking to expand that on a newfound sense of mortality.
I moved to Chicago a little over 1 year ago after I finished graduate school. I had just started to develop a community for myself when, this past summer, my roommate moved away along with 2 of my close friends. As a result, I've been feeling as though I don't have a community here. I worked on a ropes course for a summer and learned very quickly how easily you bond with people when everyone is out of their comfort zone. I've been reluctant to sign up for any classes, sports, leagues, or book clubs because I'm afraid to do these things on my own. FE seems like a wonderful way to develop a sense of community while still pushing myself to grow and learn outside my comfort zone.
I heard a quote a few years back that really stuck with me. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Every day I wake up, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to bed, and then rinse and repeat. Every now and again, I get the urge to do something new, but those moments are fleeting. I'm tired of being bored, unmotivated, and sad. It's time for change. It's time for something that scares the heck out of me. I moved to Chicago in the summer of 2012, knowing only a few people when I came here. Those few people have become good friends, but beyond them, I haven't met many others that are more than an acquaintance. I joined various groups and attended different events, but once those ended, the socialization died. With Fear Experiment, I'm optimistic that the friendships will continue. Something that Saya mentioned in the info session that really stuck with me was that when you're doing something that scares the crap out of you with strangers, you build a unique bond that develops into a strong friendship. I am looking for that. I'd like to be more confident. I tend not to go after things because I don't think I'm capable of succeeding. I worry about what others think of me, and I constantly compare myself to others. Instead of recognizing my abilities, I recognize my flaws and limit my possibilities. I am scared of not knowing what is next for me. I am sad that I don't have things figured out. I need to kickstart a change in my life, and Fear Experiment is my chance to do that.
I am proud of my recent perspective shift, non-comparison. My 31 years of life looks very different than 95% of my peers. I currently don't have a boyfriend, fiance, husband, or children. For some time, good or bad, for some time, these have been goals of mine and often marked with feelings of inadequacy that I'm not at the same level. Yet, within the past few months, I've been loving this new relationship, myself. Oh. I love her. I really love her. I'm learning to trust that I'm in the right place, doing the right things with the right people, and I'm thrilled for the journey ahead. Comparison is lethal, and living my life has been really freeing.
I want to do FE because I'm 35, single, living alone, and trying not to become bitter and reclusive. Like most people in this city, when winter comes, I hibernate and find any reason not to leave my house. But I've been pushing myself in the past few years to do things that put me outside of my normal comfort zone and widen my social circles. Last winter, I was invited by a local company, Edge Theater, to be the wicked stepmother in their production of Into the Woods. Even though singing in front of people scares the crap out of me, I accepted the role and ended up having an amazing experience. I met new friends, challenged myself, and overcame a big personal fear. I think Fear Experiment can offer the same type of challenges and opportunities. Thank you.
Thanks. I just got out of an abusive 4-year relationship, and I really need to make some friends. My ex never liked me to do things on my own, so I never made any friends but his friends. I just started telling people what's been going on during that time. Now that I'm on my own, it's very lonely. I haven't done anything on my own in a long time, and I've never signed up for anything by myself. I would really like to be around positive people who are making changes to their lives and facing their fears like I am.
My mom and dad never got married, and I found out at 19 that I am the product of an affair. They have a strained relationship, only talk when it is in reference to me. My mom had my dad's rights severed when I was a baby, so he is not on my birth certificate, nor was he part of my life, and he did not even have to pay child support. When I was 15, he called me on my birthday, and at that point we began our relationship, which is definitely different. But I realized that I had to forgive and be the bigger person because there is no way someone can make up for 15 years of lost parenting. But at least he is trying. Growing up, I had friends in dance, but it was too expensive for my single mother to afford, so she bought me a television instead. In high school, I was jealous of my friends who were dancers, and I was a tad overweight, 5'5", 180 pounds at one point, so I was too intimidated to pursue this passion. What I am most proud of is my adventurous spirit. I had a good friend pass away at 14, and from that point forward, I've been willing to try new things and do things on my own. I've gone to dinner, movies, Broadway shows on my own, traveled South America for 6 weeks solo, and went to London and Dublin by myself before I met up with my study abroad group in Hungary. Last February, I hiked and summited Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. It was one of the most treacherous physical feats I have ever attempted. I think FE will be a great way to beat the winter blues and get me more connected to a fabulous city that I'm now discovering on my own.
Right now, I'm putting my mom through college. And every couple of months, I get her nervous phone calls when she's feeling particularly terrified. She and my dad split up just a few years ago, and it left her pretty broken and feeling incapable. She had never even had her own bank account before, and did not really know how to drive, in Texas, mind you. I refused to coddle her through the rebuilding of her life, and instead helped provide her with direction and resources, as well as numerous pep talks of varying lengths, during which I reminded her that she has been through worse, and that she is incredibly intelligent and ready to tackle every challenge coming her way. I am proud of building her confidence back up, and I think I'm really good at doing that for people in general. I'd like to be better at having a social life where I talk to actual adults instead of just high school kids. I love my students so much that some of them are here. But adult interaction is important, and I don't have a good balance of that in my life right now. I would also like to be better at managing my stress through opening myself up to fun engagements instead of just zoning out with Netflix. Alone time is important, but so is laughing with other people. I have been in need of change for a long time. When I was younger, I used to say, "I'm awesome" to my friends, and I truly believed it. But somewhere along the road, I lost myself. I will turn 25 years old soon. I need 25 to be different. I want it to be a transformative year where I take charge of my life and dream big and make decisions and push myself to my absolute limits. I think investing myself in the FE experience will help me do this. But I have a ton of fears right now. I am scared of not fitting in or being seen as a nerd in a negative way. I am scared of my sarcasm turning people off. I'm scared of feeling really interested in people and wanting to be their friend and them not feeling the same way. I'm scared of feeling exhilarated and enjoying the people and the experience each week and then ending the show and not continuing those relationships, but instead retreating back into the world of work. I'm scared of telling other people I'm filling out this application. I'm scared of being accepted and actually having to do FE because others would hold me accountable to be present, engaged, and social each week. I am scared of telling people that I'm performing in a show and having them there to support me. I am scared of having no one show up. I'm scared. I'm scared of somehow screwing up during the show or letting my team down. I'm scared of reading something I've written and ending up crying in front of hundreds of people. Good so far. I'm scared of public honesty and vulnerability. But I'm most scared of letting myself down by not trying and putting myself out there. I know other people believe in me. I miss believing in myself.